she forms a very deep crush on the manager of this restaurant. This like 40-year-old failed writer, single father. He's a bit of a loser, a bit of a klutz. You know, you may like to joke that I identified with that character a little too much. Call you Yume-chan or Yume-chan?
Started.
Oh,
I'll just edit it out. Okay. Hi everyone. Well, wait. Hello, Dreamer. I'm here with.
this is D-Cash Money coming at you quick.
And we're here to record a romance, anime, and manga tier list. This was his idea, by the way.
It was indeed. You know, I've been a fan of the channel for a while now. And what? How is that funny? It's a good channel, and I just recommended the tier list, and Yume-chan or Yume Star or whatever she likes to call herself. So, okay, here's the thing, guys. So me and Yume, we work together in the office. So I see her like every day. I'm always hounding her to be a guest on her channel, and she finally relented, and here we are. It's a big day for me.
Sure. I feel like he wasn't serious, and then
I was dead serious, Yume.
I don't believe you. Okay, D-Cash Money. So we have 20 different anime and manga available to rank in this tier list, and some of them I don't know and some of them you don't know.
Okay.
And for the ones that we don't know, I suspect the other person to just pitch it to the other person.
Okay.
Like, tell me why it belongs where it does, and we'll just put it there because you're the only one with an opinion now. But for the most part, we know most of these, right?
Yeah, I see a lot of familiar ones there.
Okay, so the first one, the very famous After the Rain.
Oh yeah, okay, this was my recommend. Okay. And you just finished reading it because I lent you all the manga and you were tearing through them. It was like one day after that, where's the next one? Where's the next volume? Where's the next volume?
Right. So, because we both know this one, where do you think it ranks from S being the best thing ever to F being absolute dog water?
Well, I'm just gonna go for it, Yume. I say After the Rain is, I would have to say, I don't know, I'm hesitant to put it in the S tier, but definitely at the very least it's an A.
Okay.
So I'll give it an A. I'll put it on the A tier.
I agree with A because there are other things on the on this list that I don't know you might be interested in or know of that might be higher.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, although I don't see it here. This can be a multi-part tier list because there's only 20 of them because we're pressed for time.
Okay.
But After the Rain can definitely go to A.
Okay. So Yume, when you read After the Rain, after I recommended it to you, I mean, or when you're reading, whatever, what were your thoughts on it? Why do you put it on the A list?
I put it on the A list because, as I explained to you in office, it's very mature and it's got a really deep sense of love that doesn't cross a line. You know, it doesn't go too far with its love where it's controversial and you're like, whoa, this is not something that like everyone can read. I feel like anyone could read it. Like, it feels like even me in like middle school would be like, oh my god, even though it's about this weird 40-year-old dude.
Okay,
like
let's take a step back here. For those of you who haven't read the manga or aren't familiar with the story, basically the premise is there's a 16-year-old girl, or a teenage girl named Tachibana. She was a track star. Pretty much her whole identity lied on being a track star. And all of a sudden, she suffers this injury that prevents her from being on the track team. And because of that, she loses her sense of identity. She gets a job as a waitress in a restaurant, and she forms a very deep crush on the manager of this restaurant. This like 40-year-old failed writer, single father. He's a bit of a loser, a bit of a klutz. You know, you may like to joke that I identified with that character a little too much. So Tachibana develops a crush on this guy, and over the course of the series, you start to understand why she relates to him on certain levels, and it's beautiful, sort of quasi-romance. As Yume was saying, it never really crosses that line to inappropriateness. Really, it's more about, at first when I sort of picked up the series, I thought it might be like a romance, sort of like an inappropriate kind of thing between a teenager and a 40-year-old dude. That's why I was all over it, But I was very pleasantly surprised to find that it was really about sort of two sort of lost and lonely people who make a really profound connection during this time in their life. And Yeah, it's a really beautiful, simple story. It has some really great sort of subplots too, some great side characters. You want to talk about some of those subplots or some of those side characters that sort of stuck out to you?
Yeah, it wasn't even just the main two. Like I was invested in the some of the side characters that didn't even get that much shine, like the really weird cook who is honestly pretty rude, but he has his own weird unrequited love that never gets absolved. He just comes in cranky one day and that's the end of his story. And I'm just like, that's how you wrap it up? Okay. I guess his ends don't need to be tied, but um there was a resolution with the girl that was her coworker at the restaurant.
Oh yeah, her friend at the restaurant.
Yeah,
Right.
she was developing this crush, and it built up. Spoilers, by the way, if
Oh,
I didn't already put
spoilers.
this.
Yeah.
But she ends up getting rejected. So it's like a really like it's real. It's like they didn't just make it like fairy tale. Like everyone finds their happy ending. It's a lot of just wow, that's harsh reality. And it's like they played with the idea of like this 40-year-old man could take advantage of the 17-year-old, and they like flirted the line a little bit, but then and yeah, at the end he just helps her out, and like D Cash Money says,
Why you gotta say my name like that? Like it's not a serious name. You may.
It's not a serious name. The point is they wind up helping each other instead of it being like a weird predatory story. So I give it a solid A as well.
Yeah. So even though we're doing like a romance tier list, even though it wasn't a romance in, the most obvious way or the way that you'd expect, it was a story about two people. Like I was telling you, made this the other day. I really like unexpected friendships, and this was a very sort of unexpected friendship. But once you sort of dive deeper into the story, you really start to see why these characters can connect. So I really like that.
Got it.
Really sort of reminded me of that movie Lost in Translation with Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson. I don't know if you ever saw that movie.
No, but he always has references to movies.
What? Well, Bill Murray is sort of like an older guy. Scarlett Johansson, she's a college graduate student. They meet in Tokyo and they form a very deep friendship. And it was a short-lived friendship, and they ended on good terms. But I just like how it tells a story about how even like a short friendship can, have a very lasting and important and impactful impact on your life. So yeah, and it's only 10 volumes, so check it out. It's not a huge time investment. It tells its story very quickly, and then it's done. And the art's really good too.
Pretty good, yeah. I was like all over it. I thought I wouldn't be like that invested, but I was just like, oh my god, there's so many different side plots and drama that I need to know what happens with this specific one. So give me the next volume. It's like hounding him, but yeah, it gets an A.